Email is the single biggest time leak for most knowledge workers. 2 hours a day, gone. Most of it spent writing the same 5 replies you've written 1,000 times. In the next 10 minutes, I'm going to show you how to build a personal AI email assistant that drafts replies in your voice, sorts your inbox into what actually matters, and saves you somewhere between an hour and 2 hours every single day. No coding, no subscription. Free tools you already have access to. Stay till the end and I'll show you the one trick that makes the AI sound like you instead of like a robot pretending to be you.
Most AI email products you can buy are trying to do too much. They want to read your inbox, send for you, schedule for you, follow up for you, and they charge you $30 a month for the privilege. The problem is, they all sound the same. The replies they generate sound like a chatbot wrote them, because a chatbot did write them, with no instruction about who you are. The version we're building today is the opposite. It's small. It does 2 things only. It triages your inbox into what's important, and it drafts replies that sound like you. Everything else, you do yourself. That sounds like a downgrade until you realize that triage and drafting are 90% of the time you spend on email. You'll need 3 things: a Gmail account, an Anthropic API key, which is free to start and pay as you go after. Most people will spend $2 to $5 a month. And about 10 minutes of setup time. That's it. No new app to install, no recurring subscription, no learning curve. The reason this is a 10-minute build instead of a 10-hour build is that we're not going to write any code from scratch. We're going to describe what we want to Claude Code, and Claude Code will write and wire up everything for us. If that sounds wild, watch last week's video, Claude Code for Non-Coders, where I walk through exactly how that works. Let me walk you through the 4 steps. You can't use your normal Gmail password for this. Google blocks that for security. You need what's called an app password, which is a special 16-character password that programs can use to log in. Go to your Google account, security, 2-step verification, app passwords.
Type in a name like Email Assistant, click Create, and Google gives you a 16-character string. Copy it, save it somewhere safe. You'll only see it once. That's your key for the AI to read your inbox and draft replies. If 2-factor isn't on yet, turn it on first. Takes 30 seconds. App passwords are only available with 2-factor enabled, and honestly, you should have 2-factor on regardless. Open Claude Code in your terminal, then paste a prompt that describes what you want. Exactly. The phrasing matters. I'll give you the prompt I use word for word in the description, but here's the spine of it. Tell it 3 things. 1. Connect to Gmail using the app password I'm about to give you and read the last 50 unread emails. 2. Sort them into 3 buckets. Important and needs reply. Important and just FYI, not important. 3. For everything in the first bucket, write a draft reply in my voice based on the writing samples I'll give you, save the drafts to my Gmail drafts folder, and don't send anything automatically. That's the whole prompt. Claude Code will figure out the rest. It'll ask for the app password, install the libraries it needs, build a small Python script, and run it once to test. The first run takes about 3 minutes, including the install. You watch it work. You don't have to understand the code it writes. If something breaks, you tell Claude Code, this didn't work, try again. It fixes it. This is the wild part of the workflow that people who haven't tried Claude Code yet don't believe. You describe outcomes, you don't write code. This is the step that separates robot writing on my behalf from AI that sounds like me. Most people skip this step, and that's when their AI email replies sound generic.
Open your sent folder in Gmail. Pick 10 to 15 replies you've sent recently that you're proud of. Replies that sound like you on a good day. Clear, warm, brief, decisive, whatever your style is. Copy them into a single text file. Just the body of each reply, separated by a line break. Tell Claude Code to read that file as your voice reference. The exact instruction is, use these as the writing voice for all draft replies. Match cadence, vocabulary, and how I open and close emails. That's it. Claude Code will pull patterns from your samples and use them when drafting. The trick here is that you don't have to articulate your voice. You can't, actually, because you don't think about it. The samples encode it. The model picks up that you start emails with the recipient's name and no greeting, or that you sign off with best and not regards, or that your second sentence is always the actual point. It picks up things about your style you didn't know you had. Last step. You don't want to manually run this thing. You want it to wake up every couple of hours, scan your inbox, draft what needs drafting, and go back to sleep. Tell Claude Code to add a scheduled task that runs the assistant every 2 hours during your workday. On Windows, that's Task Scheduler. On Mac, that's LaunchD or a simple cron job. Claude Code sets it up for you. You confirm the schedule. Done. Now your morning looks different. You sit down at 9, open Gmail,
20 drafts are sitting in your drafts folder, waiting for
Read
you.
each one, edit if needed, and hit send. Most you'll send as is. Some you'll tweak one sentence. A handful you'll rewrite. But the cold start cost of every reply is gone. You're editing, not authoring. That's the time saver. What used to be 90 minutes of email becomes 15 minutes of editing. A few questions I get every time I show this. Does Claude actually understand context? Yes, surprisingly well. It reads the email thread, not just the latest message. It understands when someone is asking a question versus making a statement. It picks up tone signals. It defaults to safe professional drafts when it's unsure, which is the right behavior. Is it secure? Your emails are sent to Anthropic's API to be processed, then deleted after the request. They're not used for training. The app password is stored locally on your machine, not on a server. This is more secure than most third-party email assistant services that store everything on their servers indefinitely. What about cost? My setup processes around 300 emails a week and costs me about $3 a month. Compare that to $30 a month for a SaaS email assistant that does worse. Pay-as-you-go pricing means you pay for what you use, and most people use very little. What about errors? In 6 months of running this, I've had Claude draft maybe 4 replies I'd describe as off. None of them were sent. That's the whole point of drafts only, never auto-send. The worst case is a draft you delete and write yourself, which is exactly what your inbox would have been without the assistant. Email is one of those things you'll pretend isn't a problem until you measure how much time it actually costs you. Track yourself for 1 day. Add up every minute you spend reading and replying. Most people are stunned. 2 hours a day is the norm, not the exception. A whole work week's worth of time every month, gone, on a task you don't even like. This setup is 10 minutes. The leverage is forever. The voice training step takes another 5 minutes. After that, you do nothing. The assistant runs on a schedule. The drafts wait for you, you review, and send. That's it. The deeper point is the same one I made on the content automation video. Anything you do repeatedly with a defined input and a defined output is now a candidate for automation. Email, calendar replies, status updates, customer support responses, all of it. The tools are here. They're cheap, and they speak English. Try this one this weekend. Set aside 30 minutes. Build it. Run it for 1 work week. Tell me in the comments how much time it gave you back. If this video saved you an hour, you owe me a subscribe. Next week, I'm showing you the lazy person's guide to AI automation. Basically, every system I run, from a person who genuinely does not enjoy doing things twice. See you then.